Welcome to the truth about decision-making. We like to believe we're rational architects of our own futures, that we make plans, stick to them, and reap the rewards. That is the rationality myth. The truth? We're wired for now. We are dopamine addicts living in a world that requires long-term planning. Today, we're exploring temporal myopia, the inability to see past the present moment and why your present self is constantly sabotaging your future self. It starts with the famous experiment you think you know, but probably don't.
How we got the most famous psychology study dead wrong.
The Stanford Marshmallow experiment, the famous psychology study you've probably misunderstood. It's the one that supposedly proved willpower predicts success. Except, here is the problem. It isn't true. 1960, Stanford. Kids aged 3 to 5 face the ultimate test of human restraint, 1 marshmallow now, or 2 if they wait 15 torturous minutes alone in the room. And the initial follow-up decades later seemed to confirm everyone's favorite bootstrap theory. Those who waited had better life outcomes. Hey, willpower predicts success, the world declared. Self-help gurus went absolutely mental with this one, but here comes the plot twist that nobody wanted to hear. Recent large-scale replications tell a completely different story. While some correlation remains, socioeconomic background and environment play massive roles. Children from stable homes with reliable adults are more likely to trust that promises will actually be kept. Kids facing food scarcity learn to seize immediate opportunities because later might never come. The real question isn't whether you can resist temptation. It's whether you've learned to trust that delayed rewards actually exist. Children who face scarcity aren't lacking willpower. They're responding to survival conditioning. When resources are unpredictable, immediate gratification isn't weakness. It's smart strategy. But wait, it gets better. This completely reframes how we think about decision-making. We love the willpower story because it suggests success is just about trying harder. But what if it's actually about whether your early environment taught you the world is reliable or unpredictable? The kid who grabs the marshmallow immediately might not be impulsive. They might be operating from learned experience that adults don't always keep their promises. And good things disappear if you don't grab them fast. So it becomes less about willpower and more about privilege and trust. Your ability to delay gratification isn't about your character, it's about whether you believe that waiting actually pays off. So, it's not just about willpower. It's about trust and environment. But knowing that doesn't solve the problem. If our brains are wired to seize the immediate reward, how do we force ourselves to look ahead? Well, sometimes you can't rely on internal strength. Sometimes you have to make the consequences of the now so painful that you have no choice but to think about the future. That's exactly what one state did to solve a dropout crisis.
How West Virginia cracked the code of human behavior.
West Virginia, 1989. High school kids were dropping out like flies and the state was freaking out. Education officials tried everything. Counseling programs, motivational speakers, promises about bright futures. Nothing worked. Then someone had a brilliantly evil idea. Beautifully simple. and absolutely brutal. So, drop out before you turn 18, kiss your driver license goodbye. Instantly. No appeals, no second chances, no "but I really need to work" sob stories. Now, for a teenager in rural West Virginia, losing your license isn't just inconvenient, it's social death. No job prospects because you can't get to work. No dating life because you can't pick anyone up. No freedom because you are stuck depending on your parents for rights like you are 12 again. The abstract promise of education will improve your future earnings suddenly has some very immediate competition. Drop out and become a social outcast tomorrow. The result? Dropout rates plummeted by a third. Not gradually over several years as students slowly realize the value of education. No, immediately, like flipping a switch. Here is the beautiful psychology at work. Your brain doesn't give a damn about your bright future. It cares about what hurts right now. The abstract promise of better career prospects in 5 years, boring as hell. The immediate threat of losing your wheels and becoming a teenage hermit, absolutely terrifying. This is present bias in brutal action. We are hardwired to prioritize immediate consequences over future benefits, even when those future benefits are objectively more valuable. That genius move wasn't trying to make future benefits even more compelling, it made present costs more painful. Instead of fighting against human psychology, they worked with it. So if you want to change behavior, yours or anyone else's, stop appealing to future logic. Make the cost immediate, tangible, and painful. Your future self will thank you, assuming you can get past your present self first. West Virginia proved that immediate pain is a great motivator. But unfortunately, the promise of immediate pleasure is even stronger. This is where dopamine hijacks the steering wheel. When the brain senses a massive, quick reward, it shuts down the prefrontal cortex, the part of you that thinks about risk. This is why smart people do incredibly stupid things when the gold rush mentally kicks in.
How dopamine made people do stupid things.
1896, Yukon, Canada. The word gold whispers through saloons and spreads like wildfire across North America. Within months, thousands of ordinary people are abandoning their steady lives to chase the same dopamine-fueled fantasy. What the hell happened to their brains? You've got a decent job, a roof over your head, and maybe even some savings. Life is predictable, stable, and boring as hell. Then someone mentions, there is gold just lying around in the Canadian wilderness. The rational voice in your head whispers about research, safety, and preparation. But the impulse brain screams louder.
Gold! Now! Fortune is waiting and everyone else is already heading north!
So they mortgaged homes, drained life savings, and bought overpriced supplies from shrewd merchants who knew exactly which psychological buttons to push. The promise of immediate riches drowned out every sensible thought. The brutal reality? Freezing trails that killed people. Empty pockets after spending everything on the journey. Broken dreams scattered across the frozen wasteland like discarded mining tools. If you lucky ones did strike gold, just enough success stories to keep the fantasy alive for the next wave of seekers. But most return broke and broken. or didn't return at all. The merchant selling shovels and supplies actually made more money than the miners ever did. This wasn't about gold. It was about dopamine hijacking rational decision-making. The prospect of instant wealth triggered the same brain chemistry that makes people chase slot machine jackpots or crypto moonshots today. The gold rush ended over a century ago. The rush for instant gratification, well, still going strong. Different bait, same dopamine trap. Crypto, startups, get-rich schemes, the gold mines just moved online. The prospector thought they were chasing gold. They were actually chasing the feeling of chasing gold. And that feeling, it's still out there. That gold rush mentality is tragic when it costs you your savings. But this flaw in our wiring, this inability to wait, this desperate need for immediate confirmation can cost us things far more valuable than money. It can cost us eternity. Our final story today is a myth, but the psychology behind it is painfully real.
The look that cost eternity.
The underworld silence pressed in on Orpheus like a living thing. He'd done the bloody impossible. He convinced Hades himself to release his dead wife, Eurydice, from death's grip. One simple rule: don't look back until you're both in the light. How hard could that be? Every step up that winding path from hell was psychological warfare against his own mind. He could sense her there, a wisp of movement, a shadow at the edge of perception, but never proof. The urge for immediate evidence was overwhelming. The doubt was killing him worse than grief ever had. The promise of happy ever after felt abstract, distant, hypothetical. The torment of not knowing, that was visceral, present, unbearable as physical pain. Just as the first sliver of sunlight pierced the gloom, literally steps away from victory, instant gratification seized him by the throat. And that's when everything went back to hell. Logic screamed at him, "You are almost there, don't screw this up." But his dopamine-starved brain screamed louder, "Confirm she's real, look now." With one desperate, impulsive turn, he looked back. For a heartbeat, he saw her. Then, like mist in sunlight, she dissolved. Her name became a final, heartbroken echo in the cavern, and he was alone again. Forever, this time. The need for immediate confirmation, for instant emotional relief, overpowered his ability to delay gratification for literally 60 more seconds. The anticipation became more unbearable than the original loss. His mistake wasn't looking back. It was believing that having the certainty now was more valuable. This is the same neurological trap that makes people sabotage relationships right before commitment, quit diets right before breakthrough, or abandon projects right before completion. We'd rather have immediate certainty than delayed reward, even when the delayed reward is everything we claim to want. The need for immediate confirmation. That's the killer. Whether it's a marshmallow or a driver license or a gold nugget or a look back at a loved one, the battle is always the same. Your brain wants the payout now. So the lesson for this episode: distrust your impulse. When the urge to act feels overwhelming, that's usually System 1 trying to sabotage you. pause. Wait the 60 seconds. Do not look back. And join us for next episode, where we explore why we cling to the familiar even when it's killing us.